Hey there, Postal here. Today we're going to go over a few things going on starting this weekend in World of Warplanes, some exciting stuff, and some just, some okay stuff. But we'll take it, right? So, first and foremost, most exciting in my opinion, and well, it's my opinion that matters since I'm the one creating the video, TU1 Special Bundles. I've posted some TU1 videos in the past. I'll put some links to them down below. I've also played them on stream. This is one of the most overpowered planes in the game, in my opinion. It's definitely the best Tier 7 heavy plane for what it does. It's kind of a jack of one trade, so to speak, since it doesn't have any ground armament. It's really good at taking out, and I mean really good at taking out aircraft. But it's so good at that it really outshines every other Tier 7 heavy plane in the game. There's not even I mean, look, let's go to the tech tree here. There's not even a Soviet heavy tech line. But when it fills in, if it's anything like the TU1, it's going to be a pretty popular line. So, as it shows here, we have from today, October 18th, until the end of the month, you can get the TU1. Now I am definitely not one to tell people to spend money on this particular game, or really any game in general, especially if it's a free-to-play game like World of Warplanes. There's plenty of really good planes out there, and I know I started this hyperbole of this is the best Tier 7 heavy in the game. That doesn't mean that there's not good Tier 7 heavies in the game, free good Tier 7 heavies. But if you want to spend money, then you could spend it on a lot worse than this particular plane. It's just such a fun plane to play. It's pretty easy plane to play as well, as long as you know how to play heavies. As long as you don't try to dogfight anybody, you're going to have an exceptionally fun time in the TU1. So it comes in a couple different flavors. You can get just the TU1 with a hanger slot. It doesn't say, oh, bonus, never mind, one times one on the crew. That's kind of weird, because it takes two crew members. You need a pilot and a gunner, and obviously you're not going to just have a heavy pilot or heavy gunner laying around, since there are no heavy Soviet planes in the game right now. Granted, in World of Warplanes you can put any type of pilot into any type of plane as long as they're the same nation. So I could put my Yak-30 pilot in this plane if I really felt like it. $33. I mean, I guess for Tier 7, that's okay. And then there's some other bundles here you can get for another $7. Get $3,500 gold plus a unique supply crate, which has the ability to get you some other nifty stuff. Plus the crew member that you get has 4 skill points instead of just 2. You can go up to the lovely $50 package. So this is basically what a Tier 8 premium would cost you. But you get 3,000 gold, 6 supply crates, some gold ammunition, and the 7-point pilot or gunner. The restriction is these can be only purchased once per account. Why you'd want to buy more than one TU1 is beyond me, but what do I know? So the TU1, it's just a really good plane. I was able to win it, luckily, when they had the first grind for it. And yeah, I certainly don't mind that. Like I said, I'm never going to say you need to spend money on this game or any game, but if you're going to spend money on a premium plane, you could do a lot worse than this plane. It is just a lot of fun, and it makes me laugh, literally laugh, when I one-shot people out of the sky. There's definitely some weaknesses to the plane, but the forward-firing armament basically makes up for any weaknesses this plane has. Definitely check out any the video link descriptions I've got here if you want to see some gameplay, see some best practices. But otherwise, those that have been asking me, now's your chance to get it if you want to. Next we've got Supply and Demand. It's an event just for the weekend. So October 18th, through the 21st. You can get some nifty little goodies here. Nothing over the top, but we've got bare necessities, so you can get basically double your crew experience by being the top 3 in personal points, up to 3 times per your account. So, I mean, it's not going to be a huge impact, but if you've got one plane that you're really trying to get the pilot up on, play that plane 3 times and be the top 3, and once you're done with that, you can go on to these next missions, but at least you can double your crew experience for those particular games. I don't know if these can stack with with the boosters here, so I mean, I'd be tempted to just check that out. If I did something like intensive training, I've got 10 of them that do 300%. If I did that, it does it for an hour, and had the additional 100%, if that would like stack on top of it, or if it's just like 400% total. Anyway, I'll try to find out maybe. Next year we got salvage team, so you can earn a gyroscopic sight. All you have to do is participate in capturing 50 sectors in any number of battles. You can get this once per account. It's a free stock gyroscopic sight. I mean, take it, right? It's basically free silver. It goes whatever silver you would have spent on this. And just do what you normally do. Capture sectors while you're playing the game. Last but not least is supply and demand. You can get 100,000 credits, which you can always use extra credits, right? You do have to earn 100,000 personal points in any number of battles. The caveat to this one is you have to be in tier 7 and above. So yeah, again, not overly difficult, just time consuming. And all 3 of these are only available for the weekend. So just hop in and start earning those personal points, capturing those sectors, and you'll be good to go. Last but not least, this week for March of Nations has changed. So from the 18th through the 25th, March of Nations USA. Woo woo! Yeah. All right. So it's a prerequisite for any American doing anything relating to USA. I've got all the planes all the tier 10 planes for the American lines. I do figure I'm going to hop in the B-17D, as bad as I've heard it is. At least it leads up to the B-32, and eventually there will be more bombers. Not exciting, I know, but I also like to save silver. So what is March of Nations if you don't know? Well, it's the time to get discounts on a certain nation. This week is the American nation. We've gone through the Soviets and the Germans. Next up will be, I forget if it's the British. Oh, hey, wait a minute, I can scroll right here. Next will be British, and then the final week, the first week of November, will be the Japanese aircraft. So you can get some pretty stellar discounts on this particular country, whichever country it happens to be, the Americans this week. So you're going to get 50% off all your tier 5 and below, 30% off all your tier 6 and 7 aircraft, and 15% off of all your top tier 8 and 9 and 10. So for instance, this B-17D that we're looking at here is going to cost me a cool 250,000 credits. It would have cost 500,000. You can just compare it to, tier 5. Well, good job there. A tier 5 anywhere else. Come on, Postal. Oh yeah, I've got all these tier 5 bombers now. If I wanted to buy this back, it would be 335,000. So the U.S. bomber was 500,000, and now it is 250,000. So as we go up the line, we're getting, keeping that discount on all these planes. I'm just looking at the bombers, obviously, but there's a lot of solid lines on the American side. Not all of them end at a very good plane. I'm looking at you, Corsairs. But the funny thing is the Corsair line is probably the best multi-role line until you get to tier 10. It's close. There's some really good multi-role lines, but this is a really, really good line. The Thunderbolt line, in my opinion, is probably one of the weaker multi-role lines. This is a really constricted line, I guess you'd say. But then you get the tier 8 and the tier 9 and 10, which I think are some of the best multi-roles in the game. We've got the the Mustang line here that ends on one of the best planes in the game, just in general, in the F-86A Sabre. A really strong plane now that the meta has all those high-tier bombers. Because you've got high-tier bombers, you've got high-tier heavies up higher. Anything that's up higher, the F-86A enjoys snacking on for sure. And the American heavies, of course, are just all around awesome. One of my favorite lines in the game. You've got your quintessential lightnings here, and then you jump up to some experimental planes, and then you just end on one of the main meta planes at tier 10, the XF-90. Fastest plane in the game, highest altitude performance, absolutely no maneuverability, of course, but some really strong planes that are going to be available for you at discount this week, so definitely take advantage. And all premium aircraft right now are 20% off, not even just American. You could get any premium plane 20% off. I did a short video on this previously where I mentioned really the 20% is only really a bargain at tier 8 because typically there's discounts, better discounts at other times on tier 7 and below. I suppose it's just up to you if you've got a hole burning in your pocket and you want to get rid of some gold. You can go ahead and buy some of the lower tier premiums, but I'd honestly wait till later this year if you really want something and you're trying to be thrifty. Wait till later this year, Thanksgiving, Christmas time, when they've got some really steep discounts on the lower tier stuff. All right, so those are the 3 things that are going on this weekend. So wrap up, we've got the Tu-1 if you want to spend your hard-earned cash on that. Excellent premium plane at tier 7. We have the supply and demand specials going on. Let's get a little bit of extra things here and there. And then, of course, we've got the March of Nations for the USA. Get those discounts on American planes. All right, so quite a bit going on. And I will, I'm going to hop into the game right now, see what I can do to mess with people. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and I'll see you out on the field. Have a good one.